What's up? What's up? Bam. Okay. Let's see what message come out. We'll try to make this a quick one. Not too major. Alright. Of course, all my readings are timeless, so whenever the read comes out and it's public, or whenever you find it, it's gonna be what you need. Okay, and if not, you should know within the first few minutes. Click off. First card out though. It says empathic individuals serve humanity by remaining emotionally alive despite everyone else. Per the last read, a lot of people allowed their dreams to die. They allowed their talents to wither and waste and atrophy. You didn't. You are empathic, and you are what's keeping this world alive and moving. It says ego and its illusions are at play with a lot of people. That's why they're not emotionally alive anymore, right? And the empathic individuals serve humanity by remaining emotionally alive. There's so much stuff that we get shown on social media that has desensitized so many people, most of humanity, right? But empathic individuals hold space and are able to see through the ego hence they're able to see through the illusions at play within everyone else or the masses. Okay, this read is about you doing your spiritual work, walking in your spiritual soul mission of life purpose. Look, finding your passion. This is part of your passion. Your passion is whatever your passion is, it will and does contribute to serving humanity. Whether you're using your voice, it's going to help to pierce through the illusions, pierce through the ego. You are helping people find their way back to their hearts. Why? Because you are empathic. An empathic individual serve humanity by remaining emotionally alive despite their surroundings. Because you got some people in leadership roles, frauds that are believing their own hype. But empathic individuals are going to be the ones that cut this down. The meek, right, should inherit the kingdom or something like that. And again, it's not going to be through anger or whatever. It's just going to be just about being clear and having clarity, being able to see through the bullshit, and not allowing it to get the reaction that they want. And it's going to self-implode. It's going to eventually self-implode. The snakes are going to eat the other snakes. They're going to eat each other. All you got to do is hold space. All you got to do is hold space. Collective. Just laugh at the bullshit, since you are overlooking too much. Let's see what's gonna come out with that. You are a powerful creator. Okay? You have been overlooking too much of your power and how much of a powerful creator you are. You've been underestimating it because other people force their ego on you and the illusions of their ego, and it discouraged you for a while. from the power that you have because they made you feel crazy. They put those labels of schizophrenic and bipolar or whatever. Put all those different labels on you. But you took all of that shit because each those things were, again, piece of the puzzle. And as you researched those things, you saw what it was, but it's about being conscious of it, seeing what it is. Okay, well, this may be, okay, if this is what this is, and this is why I do this, so let me be mindful. And instead of allowing myself to succumb to certain disorder, I can be aware of when it may be happening and channel that shit in a more productive way. It's not about taking the labels, taking the labels on, but just as a piece of the puzzle, knowing, and making it and not letting it make us. Make the money, don't let the money make you. Okay? And hell, you may take those labels and turn that shit into some money because of how you transmute that shit. You alchemist, you. Been overlooking too much of your power. And fraud's been taking your wealth. You the real thing. It says you are a powerful creator and you've gotten really good at it. You are a powerful creator and have gotten really good at it. Right? You've always been a powerful creator, but now you're just more conscious of it now. Again, especially after that 9/9 portal. You've gotten really good at it. You've been overlooking your power. I want to say you may have been overlooking on how you've gotten good at it. There may have been some miracles that you overlooked. So, maybe it might be something, go into meditation and ask your spirit guides to show you, like, was there a miracle I missed? And maybe it's like little small things. And it is good to reflect so that you can give gratitude to it, right? And when you focus more on the good and giving gratitude, that draws more, make you magnetic to even more blessings. Okay? People thought you were going to be waiting. It says you're supposed to be waiting, sitting around waiting for them to get their life together, to come back to you. You're supposed to be waiting. I don't think this card means what I think is what I initially created for. Let's just go ahead and read it and we'll figure it out. Because even overlooking too much, I was like, that don't feel like it fit. But when I put out the card to clarify the card next to it, how about I pull out the card next to this one as well? Maybe we can figure out what it is, what the message is, how it's supposed to go, what it's trying to say in this context. Alright, so the card we pulled out, I feel like I pulled out two, but if it's meant to be, it will be. And so the card that I just pulled, it says you're supposed to be waiting, but you've been pushing, planning tactics and seeking solutions. You're supposed to be just waiting it out. You're supposed to be just letting it go and releasing it. But instead, you're trying to find ways to continue to hold on to something. But if it's meant to be, it will be. You need to let that shit go. You're supposed to let it go and just be waiting, but you're still trying to hold on to things in ways that's not, in the right way. And so when you're supposed to be hands off, you're doing all this plotting and planning to try to find solutions when you're just supposed to let it unfold. You're only distracting yourself, okay? So distracting yourself only to be brought back to square one, and you're just creating more trouble. Stop delaying the inevitable. If it's meant to be, it will be. You need to let that shit go. Understand that you are a powerful creator and have gotten really good at it. So whatever it is you're holding on to, or have become codependent on, you need to let it go. Okay? It's the illusions that's someone's ego that they've been projecting onto you. Their ego and its illusions. Remember, ego and its illusions are at play. Maybe even your own ego that's making you feel like you got to hold on to it because that's what you're used to. But you need to recognize who you are. And you've been having heavenly help, and you have heavenly help. Okay? That is helping you to stand in your sovereignty on all levels, in all levels of your life. You are standing in your sovereignty. Okay? Don't allow the things that you've been through to make you emotionally die. Remember, you are an empathic individual for a reason. A lot of the reasons that you've been through a lot of things is because you feel them fully and you process them. So you have been processing not only a lot of your traumas, but even other people's trauma, whether you know it or not. That's another reason why people like to keep you around, because they can drain your energy because it's pure. And it helps to feed them in their unprocessed traumas. They get to dump it on you. And your love for them, your people pleasing, you know, you begin to process their pain, transmute it, and they get blessings that's supposed to be yours. But now that you're taking your power back, scales are coming off, and you're seeing more clearly people's egos and their illusions, and not allowing, and you're not taking that burden on. And that's because, again, you did the work and you've opened yourself up to be a vessel, and you are now listening to your spirit guides and your intuition with more, and having more clarity with that communication and connection. There's more clarity. You can remove a lot of the gunk. You've reached a state of enlightenment, actually, in a form. And there's different levels of enlightenment, I feel. So don't ever think, because we're never done, right? This is a lifelong process of growing and learning and evolving. But this is a really high point that many people don't get to. They don't even reach the first level of enlightenment. Right? We got multi-dimensional beings. So this is maybe level on one dimension. Now we got to go to another dimension and reach another form of enlightenment. But of course, the path to get easier and easier and shorter each time you ascend. So it's nothing to be worried about. Nothing to be worried about. Because it gets easier and easier and easier. So stop delaying the inevitable. And trying to control everything and just be in the energy of flow. And allow things to unfold. I don't know if I use that analogy in this read, but it's like going through a maze. And then once you went through all the intricate parts, you get to the you go out the maze, and now everything is just a straightaway, and you can just be the fool card in the tarot deck. You can just skip along and not worry, because there's no wrong way to go. You're that connected and so in alignment that it's impossible. You can't go the wrong way. Any way that you go is the right way. So that's the heavenly help that you've tapped into now. You found your passion. You're no longer overlooking your power. You're no longer being distracted. You're free. It's given free. Congratulations, ma'am. I'm going to end it right there. I hope that helped in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Love you all. And until next time.